Welcome to the Mississippi Coliseum, affectionately known as the Big House. It's the MHSAA 5A Boys Basketball Championship. It's the 29-3 Ridgeland Titans taking on the 30-3 Callaway Chargers. Josh West alongside my partner, the Hall of Famer Richard Williams, as the Titans get set to take on the Chargers. And you look at this Ridgeland Titan team, the best team that nobody's heard of, led by a very underrated guard, the 6-foot senior Guy Johnson. He's a good one, and the Titans led by a guy you know, Rod Davidson.
Well, I do know Rod. Rod is a Mississippi State graduate. I've known Rod really well. I actually spent a little time with his team this year in the preseason, working with them on some things about their game. Rod is an excellent young basketball coach, and I know what he's going to try to do tonight, Josh. He's going to try to slow this game down because he knows he doesn't have Malik Newman and some of the talent that Callaway has.
Guy Johnson, a very good player, averages 11.5 points per game. He's a guy that can facilitate, already has multiple offers, and you see him there, a guy with the size, though, to get in there and battle and make things happen. Then on the other side of the ledger, it's the Callaway Chargers. This is a basketball team that's traveled the country to play the best of the best. They're led by a guy that I think you've heard of, a consensus All-American, a guy by the name of Malik Newman.
Well, I'm well aware of Malik Newman, obviously, as you know, and most people know. I coached his dad, Horatio Webster, at Mississippi State. Horatio was an All-Southeastern Conference player, and Malik follows in his dad's footsteps. Malik is an outstanding player. He's an All-American guard. He can do it all. He can shoot it, pass it, rebound it. He's a great, great basketball player.
Well, it's time now to look at these starting lineups. We'll take a look first at those starting lineups for the Ridgeland Titans, and as you see them there, Trey Thompson leads the way, a guy who hit the game-winning three with 5 seconds left against the Wayne County War Eagles. Jonas Simpson, he's got strength. Guy Johnson, John Price, and Keyshawn Simmons, a guy who's a football player who will play at Pearl River Community College. And for the Callaway Chargers, Demencio Vaughn, a D1, a high major prospect. Dane Nicholson, Malik Newman averaging almost 30 a game, and then also Wesley Harris. They're going to go big tonight. So, as we get ready for the game here tonight, we'll head to break. It's the Callaway Chargers and the Ridgeland Titans. Back after this, as you're watching the 5A Boys Final right here on the NFHS Network. We're back here at the Mississippi Coliseum in Jackson. Josh West alongside the Hall of Famer Richard Williams. It is a treat for me to be with you. It's the Ridgeland Titans, the Callaway Chargers, two teams with a combined only 6 losses. And as we touched on, everybody knows about Callaway, the number 4 team in the Super 25. Ridgeland's a team that nobody's really heard about, but they've had 9 consecutive 20-win seasons. Give us your take on each one of these programs. You know them very well.
Well, Callaway obviously is going for their 4th consecutive state championship, led by Malik Newman, one of the outstanding players in the country, maybe the best guard in the country. But as you talk about, Ridgeland is not as well known. Rod Davidson, the coach at Ridgeland, has had great success. It's going to be 2 completely different styles of play. You're going to see Ridgeland try to hold the basketball, try to slow the game down, and you're going to see Callaway try to press, try to trap Ridgeland, try to speed the game up and get it going up and down the court.
For more on the Callaway Chargers, let's go to the sidelines. Our courtside reporter, John Wiener, standing by.
Yeah, of course, 2 mega programs in Ridgeland and Callaway, but we all know the star of the show is Malik Newman. Now, when you look around the crowd and you see everyone in this event with their eyes on number 14, the question becomes, does Malik Newman try to do too much? I talked with Dave Sanders before the game. He said, I don't have to worry about that. Malik is so mature. He's played so much basketball that he handles the moment. It doesn't get too big for him. Now, Ridgeland's going to key on him, and everybody's here to see him. It may be a little more difficult to do than said, but David Sanders has complete trust in number 14, and that's the rub with Newman. As good as he is with his game, he's just as good up here, if not better. Something to pay attention to for Newman and the Chargers.
Well, as you get ready for this game, let's take a look at the keys to the game tonight. As we look at those keys to victory, you first see for the Ridgeland Titans, they want to make the Chargers score over the top. Nothing easy around the rim. And as you touched on, Coach, they want to control the tempo. And then for the Callaway Chargers, they want to stay patient because, again, Ridgeland's going to slow it down. Teams that like to run and gun get antsy sometimes. And for them, though, to be successful, they do need to get that transition game going.
Well, they have to, and Ridgeland's going to do everything they can to keep Callaway out of transition. But I'm not sure Ridgeland is going to have enough athletes to keep Callaway out of transition. Callaway's size is going to be a problem for Ridgeland. Callaway's athleticism is going to be a problem. And they're going to do some half-court trapping, which is not normal for David Sanders. He's more of a man-to-man coach, but they're going to have to trap Ridgeland, try to speed this game up.
When you look at the last 3 matchups in this series, people would be surprised to know that the Callaway Chargers have averaged only about 53 points per game. And then you also are surprised, fans would be, to know that those games were decided, all wins by Callaway, but by an average of only 6 points per game. The most recent meeting, it was in the postseason. It was Callaway, a 53-50 winner at home over the Ridgeland Titans. But again, now we have a much more mature Malik Newman on our hands.
Well, you do, but on the other hand, Josh, for this game for Ridgeland, their first appearance in the state championship, and for Rod Davidson, his first appearance, this is the biggest game these young guys have ever played in their life. For Callaway and Malik Newman and the Chargers and David Sanders, they played a national game on national TV this year. They want to win a state championship, but you can't tell me that their mindset is the same as it was when they went to Milwaukee or wherever it was and played that tournament. The Ridgeland kids, this is the biggest game they'll ever play in, and they are going to be ready to play. They're going to try to control the tempo, so it won't surprise me if the game is a little bit closer than people anticipate.
I totally agree. This is a Callaway team that not lost since early December. They've got a 23-game winning streak. The Titans not too shabby in their own right. They've won 13 games in a row as well, and what's amazing is the way that they play defense, and it starts with that guy right there, Rod Davidson, a guy who has compiled a record of 270 wins against just 120 losses, 9 consecutive 20-win seasons. And that's why I said at the top, this is the best, one of the best programs that you've never heard about.
Well, it really is, and Rod has done such a great job the entire time he's been there. And you know, it's great for Rod. As I said, I'm a personal friend with Rod, as I am with Dave. I actually coached David Sanders on a pro team, by the way. So I'm friends with both of these guys. But for Rod, he's worked so hard and so long to build that program at Ridgeland, and he's had all these winning seasons, and this is his first appearance in the state championship game. So it's great to see him on that sideline and have his team advance to this point in their season.
Now, Rod tells you a story that you cut him when he tried to walk on at Mississippi State. So
I don't remember that.
I don't remember that. But does that beg the question that you just saw the potential in his coaching career and wanted to get him on his journey?
That's a good way. I'm going to tell Rod that the next time he brings that up. I'm going to say, Rod, I saw your potential. You're going to be a lot better coach than you were a player.
This is a Ridgeland team that surrenders only 35.4 points per game. Callaway Chargers, though, they put up big numbers to the tune of 78 points per game. They knocked off Neshoba Central in the opening round of the North Mississippi 5A, 108-86. There you see David Sanders, not bad numbers for him. How about 61-4 in his second season at Callaway?
Well, David Sanders not only a great coach, but he didn't get cut from his college team. He was a great player.
Great player at Ole Miss, and there's the tip one by the Callaway Chargers, and Callaway on the white, the Ridgeland Titans in the navy blue, and we're underway for 4 8-minute quarters tonight to see if we can decide the 5A champion, as Day has it over to Vaughn left side, and the Titans opening up in man pressure. They're going to mix up their defenses tonight. Demencio Vaughn fires up a jumper, and it goes out of bounds, though, off a miss off of Callaway, and so the Titans get a stop early.
Well, you see right away what Ridgeland's game plan is, Josh. They double-team Malik as soon as he caught the ball off the paint. He caught the ball there on the left lane, or posted on the left lane against a smaller player. He had to catch it off the lane, immediate double-team, but he also made the pass to the cutting player, so he's going to give the ball up. He's not going to be selfish.
Jonas Simpson unloads to the left side over to Guy Johnson, the guy we highlighted at the top. Leading scorer for the Titans at 11.5 a game. Simpson going to come off hard, feed it to Johnson along the baseline. Johnson flies in amongst the big bodies. Boy, it comes out and a rebound inside by Wesley Harris. Harris listed at 6'8", Damian Moore at 6'10". Malika pull-up transition triple, and it misses, but an offensive rebound in traffic. Stripped away inside by the Titans. And Price able to come up with a loose ball, and the Titans now dodge an early 3 attempts from Malik Newman. So the Titans very comfortable with playing games in the 30s and 40s. They feel they need to keep it under 50 tonight to have a chance to win. Here's the football player, a play at Pearl River. Simmons goes outside, inside out rather, and then there's Thompson back to Simmons, and the 15-footer misses, and a rebound by Callaway. So Better than a minute in, and no score.
Well, I'm not sure that's a shot Rod Davidson wants right there. It's a little bit quick playing against Callaway. He doesn't want to give Callaway too many possessions in this game.
You're right, exactly right. 90 seconds in. There's Malik Newman averaging 29.8 points per game. Pull-up jumper on the way, off the back rim, and the rebound inside by Guy Johnson. Johnson now brings it ahead and reverses it. Thompson, a path to the basket, but had it wiped away. At close in a hurry and a block inside by Moore. This is what the Chargers want to do. They want to get going in transition. Day in the corner. Goes back up high. Demencio Vaughn, very underrated player. He's been one of the most talked about players in this tournament other than Malik Newman. Harris trying to find a way to get loose, and he does. Just up and over the top, and that's the way you got to make Callaway score. Heavily contested.
Well, that's just a size shot right there. He's just too big for the Ridgeland players. Got the ball down on a low block and made a nice face-up move off the left-hand shot off the glass. A little bit too much size.
Guy Johnson again, and the Titans going to stay patient. Almost 3 minutes in and 2 points combined. Simpson back over to Thompson. The hero of the game against Wayne County. Hit the biggest shot of his life. That got the Titans over the hump. Johnson, the 16-footer, no good. Another rebound inside. One of the Chargers are going to make life miserable on the undersized post players for the Titans trying to get rebounds inside. Here's Vaughn again, and now Newman. Quick double team comes again. Vaughn floats it up. Tap no good. Loose, and it got tapped over to Johnson. The Titans a pretty good start on the defensive end early.
Well, it's a very good start. Again, they're double teaming Malik when he catches the ball, and Malik's going to have to be able to make the pass to the cutters, but the cutters are going to have to finish that play for the double teams to be effective.
Thompson back over to Johnson now. He's going to try to take Newman off the bounce. Now here's Simmons. In amongst the trees, inside out for a Simpson three off the mark, but a nice offensive rebound inside. It draws a foul. Keyshawn Simmons, the leading rebounder for the Titans at almost 5 a game, flies in, gets a board, and he'll go to the line where he's just a 48% free throw shooter. Damian Moore, the 6'10 junior, picks up the foul. That's going to be his first.
Well, Ridgeland looks like they're still going to try to get the ball inside, even though Callaway has that length. But what they have to do when they get it in there is make sure they draw some fouls. And you saw a layup get blocked earlier by Ridgeland. They're not going to be able to shoot layups off of 1 foot against these Callaway guys. They're going to have to jump stop, shot fake, and draw fouls like Simmons did on that shot.
Simmons makes the first, misses the second, and Harris snatches down the rebound for the Chargers. 3.5 minutes in, we've got a total of 3 points. Not unexpected tonight. I think a lot of people that have seen Malik and the Chargers play that didn't really know a lot about Ridgeland felt like that Callaway on paper could run the Titans out of the gym, but you would think that if you didn't know the Titans style of play.
Yeah, but if you look at the size of the Callaway Chargers, you can see why people would think that. But as you say, the Ridgeland style of play is going to try to keep the game close. Rod Davidson doesn't want too many possessions in this game.
Going to work inside, the finish, and a chance for the three-point play for Wesley Harris. Let's go back and take a look at that again.
It's just a simple out-of-bounds play, and he's just standing there, really just makes a simple cut to the basket. And again, because of the size and the length, they just throw over the top of the Ridgeland defenders for the made basket and then the free throw.
Harris, a 54% free throw shooter, misses there, left it short, but Harris has all 4 of Callaway's points here in the early going. And a 3-point lead for the number 4 team in the country. 4-1. Simpson, the teardrop, strong, no good, and Newman boards it. Newman, not only does he score almost 30 a game, he also averages almost 6 rebounds a game. Newman gets inside, floats it up and in. A guy that Rod Davidson calls an NBA player playing the high school game.
Well, he might be. I don't know if he's an NBA player right now, but he certainly has a chance to be an NBA player. And you saw one of the reasons why on that last shot he made. When Malik wants to go by high school players, his strength allows him to do that. You saw he didn't blow by the guy with his speed then. It was his strength that allowed him to get in there and draw that foul.
Callaway's got it back with a 6-1 lead. Vaughn attacking, goes up and draws a foul. With a foul inside. Looks like this is going to be on Keyshawn Simmons. The fouls are starting to add up a little bit here for the Titans.
Well, as long as Callaway keeps attacking inside, I think you're going to see a lot of fouls for Ridgeland because they just don't have the size to match up. And actually, I'm a little bit surprised, Josh, that Ridgeland's shooting the ball a little bit quicker than I anticipated they were going to shoot it on their offensive end. I thought if Callaway was not pressing and trapping, Ridgeland would get the ball, back it out, and hold the ball and make Callaway come out and guard them further out toward the midcourt line.
Demencio Vaughn knocks in the second of the pair of free throws. He's a 78% free throw shooter. He's already got offers from teams like Marshall, East Carolina, and Duquesne, and a guy that could be a very high major player that's gone really unnoticed until now. A very good player. 7-1 lead as the Chargers very quietly have scored the last 5, up by 6. Almost 5 minutes into the opening quarter as Thompson picks up his dribble and got to get rid of it and does so to Johnson. So Johnson at the center circle, and Titans, as you said, want to be selective. And when they take those selective shots, they got to make something. They need to shoot a high percentage tonight for all the Titan fans out there. Now Simmons going to go to work, trying to turn left shoulder, and he shuffled his feet and he travels. And it's a big, big challenge inside for Keyshawn Simmons. He's trying to shoot over double team that time, over 6'8" inches and 6'10" inches.
Well, when he caught the ball, he got great post position. He just stepped in when the ball was on the weak. He was on the weak side. He stepped in, had great position, received the ball, and all of a sudden he turned as a 6'8" guy, and there's another big guy coming to double team.
Here's Newman now. Pulls up for the 3. That one's going to be off and short. Now the Titans have a chance to run. Into the ball game now for the Titans is Legarius White, the sophomore guard. He has been a spark off the bench this year for the Titans and is one of, if not their best, three-point shooters. The southpaw, just a sophomore. And he's got a smooth stroke. Now Johnson going to work off the ball screen. He'll elevate up top, and he knocks in the 3. So Guy Johnson, the senior, puts it in. The guy we highlighted at the top, and it cuts that Callaway lead back to 3. Chargers going to waste no time going to work. Turnaround shot no good, and the Titans grab the rebound. Price rips it down, lost it, gets it back, and now here comes Jonas Simpson. So just a 3-point game as we have just a little bit more than 2 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Inside is Simmons. He's going to try to go to work, take his time, puts it up and in. And we'll have a chance to tie the ball game right here. And Wesley Harris just got pinned with his first personal foul.
You know, Simmons caught the ball on the left block that time, and most right-handed players prefer to get the ball on the left block because you see here he can turn to his left shoulder. Most right-handed players like turning over that left shoulder so they can use their right hand for a little short jump hook. That's exactly what Simmons was able to do that time, and use his big body to create space from the defender.
Simmons, who had 11 points, 11 rebounds against Wes Harrison, open up the tournament, puts in a free throw. We're tied at 7. A 6-0 run for the Titans here over the last couple of minutes. Under 2 to go opening quarter. Newman going to feed the post. On the catch, it's Vaughn muscling his way in, and it was stripped out of there by Johnson, but a whistle and a foul on the floor against the Titans is going to be their 4th.
Well, I think you saw Ridgeland that time bring a double team also from the post, but they didn't double team big on big like some teams do. They brought a double team from the opposite side. One of the perimeter players came down to double team the post guy.
Here's Newman now in the left corner trying to get baseline, and a whistle and a foul on Jonas Simpson. And again, that speed and that first step and the strength, and Jonas Simpson just picked up his 2nd personal foul, and he's kind of wondered himself, how do you guard this guy?
Yeah, I don't think he was really happy with that foul call, but it was certainly a foul. Referees have been instructed at high school level, college level, you cannot put your hands on a dribbler. It's going to be a foul, automatic every time. And Malik drove left side baseline, and Simpson fouled him.
Harris on the catch. Gets it to Newman, who gets loose, is able to flip it up towards the rim and draw the foul. And again, so quick off the dribble as Malik Newman will have a chance to give Callaway the lead once again. The foul goes on Guy Johnson. That's his first, but that's already the 6th foul in the Titans. So what you have is a situation here. Almost 10 minutes of basketball to play in the first half, and Callaway is going to be shooting free throws every time they're fouled by the Titans now.
Well, they are, and that's not a good thing for the Ridgeland Titans. I don't know about the quality of depth that Rod Davidson has, but I'm guessing he doesn't want to go too deep into his bench. And you see Malik Newman miss a free throw. He hardly ever misses a free throw. He's already missed a couple of long jump shots. And maybe Malik is feeling just a little bit of pressure trying to win that 4th consecutive state championship.
The guy who just came in, who we were able to key in on, and then also who grabbed the rebound, Clay Weatherspoon. He's the son of former Southern Miss great, as well as Philadelphia 76er, and he bounced around the NBA for many years. Long-time pro Clarence Weatherspoon. So a couple of missed free throws. It's still a 7-7 ball game as we're got the closing minute and change to go here in the opening quarter. White pull-up jumper, the 17-footer off the front iron miss, and Vaughn boards it. Now Callaway a chance to run, a rare chance to run. Vaughn travels, trying to get through traffic that time, trying to force the issue. And it goes back to one of our keys to the game coach is that Callaway, they have to be patient because, again, this is not the way they like to play, and sometimes you get antsy.
Well, they do, and right now you saw that in that play where he walked with the basketball. The Ridgeland player, I think it was Westbrook, probably could have drawn a charge there. What you see Ridgeland doing, though, when Callaway rebounds the ball, they're very good in defensive transition. They're getting 2 and 3 guys back every time to take away the easy shots.
Weatherspoon going to drive inside, elevate, and draw the foul. And you saw him get up off the floor pretty good for a 6'2" guard / undersized post. They actually, coach, run a baseline out of bounds play and lob it to him about a foot above the rim, and he can go get it.
Well, he inherited some of his dad's genes because he was an undersized post player also and one of the best that's ever played in the state.
7-7 our score. That foul on Callaway, their second, actually third team foul. And again, the Titans have 6. Under a minute to go here, opening quarter. And for people that are just turning on their television sets here on this Friday evening, might be a little surprised by the score. Coach and I are not. This is playing into the hands of the Titans in terms of style of play. White to Johnson. Johnson gets baseline, goes right to the rim and lays it in. The finish, Guy Johnson has got 5 points. He's knocked in a 3, knocks in that layup, and the Titans in the midst right now of an 8-0 run. Here's Newman going right to the rim. He'll go right back to the line with just right at 3 seconds to go here in the opening quarter.
Well, that's one of the things that separates Malik Newman from some other guards, Josh. When his jump shot is not falling, he has the quickness and the ball handling ability. Sometimes it's not just quickness, his ability to put the ball on the floor and use his strength to get to the basket. When that jump shot's not going, he has the ability to do that. Some other guards can get to the rim but can't shoot. Some can shoot but can't get to the rim. He can do both. That's what makes him such a tough matchup and such a prolific scorer.
Newman makes both free throws. He's now got 4 points. He's now 2 for 4 from the stripe. We're tied at 9. And the final ticks here in the opening quarter. Thompson throws it up as he's falling down in the opening quarter. But for Rod Davidson in the Ridgeland Titans, they've got to be feeling pretty good about the situation right now. So as we see, Guy Johnson and the Titans, pretty good first quarter, tied up at 9. You're watching the NFHS Network. It's and the Chargers. A lot of highlights for both teams, but the Titans playing tough. We'll take a break back after this.